Rockens bedstefar, manden bag 60'ernes vilde og vrede bands The Stugers, er efter turbulente perioder i 70'erne og begyndelsen af 80'erne i øjeblikket i gang med en verdensomspændende turné. Hans sidste par plader, Brick by Brick og American Caesar, har bevist, at den 46-årige stadig er på toppen. Manden jeg taler om er Iggy Pop, og han gav en ekstra koncert i Pumpehuset i København i mandags, og vi talte med ham.
I need your fucking body. I need your fucking tits. I need your fucking white skin, your fucking ass.
Iggy Pop, welcome to Denmark.
Hey, thanks a lot, Henrietta.
What do you think about being here?
I've had a really nice time. I really liked the faces I saw and the people I played for. I had a really good time.
I'm pretty impressed about your stage performance. You don't stand still a second, and you have the audience right in your hands. What do you do to keep up the good shape?
The whole thing is mental. It doesn't look that way to the casual observer. Anyone, though, who's done stage work, you've probably done enough to know something about this, knows that the whole thing is taking place up here. The real key to what I do is that I care about my job a lot, and I feel a real importance in my life to do a good job. I put a lot of preparation into it mentally before I go out there. And I find a very quiet place, and when I work, I'm ready.
Well, when you go on stage, do you do the act to impress the audience, or do you do it more for yourself?
You mean as far as the fact that you said I move around a lot and stuff? Put it this way, it's really hard, it's really difficult to do that sort of music and not move around a lot, especially when there's a few hundred or a few thousand people watching you.
Iggy Pop, let's take a look on the set list here. When you look at it, it's numbers from different periods you've been choosing out.
What I tried to do with this is probably the last time I'll do this, but what I tried to do was build it, basically I build it like a pyramid, only this is at the bottom, because these are the ones you start with here. The idea is that I start the set with the songs which are the very simplest and the oldest that I ever did, and that I think are the foundation of the kind of music I do. And the reason I do that is because in my life it's been kind of unique that the songs I started with are more famous now than they were when I did them at first. I didn't get too much recognition in the beginning.
During the selection of these numbers, especially the first numbers, you must have re-experienced a lot of emotions from these periods.
You know, it's not so much, the emotions don't change that much. I'm still pretty much the way, emotionally, my life hasn't changed since I wrote those songs. And I think that's true of just about anybody. I'm in my 40s, but I think most people in their 40s still carry the emotions they had in there when they were 18, 19, 20, 22. And they bury them. And I bury them when I have to get through daily life. Otherwise, I would create a mess everywhere I went. But on stage, I have a forum where I can let them live.
What are your relationships to David Bowie now? I mean, you've been working together with him a couple of times.
Relations are friendly, but not a working relationship at all. It wouldn't be good for either party right now, especially for me. Basically, there was a time in about 1970 when I came out of Detroit, and I was just this sort of, I had these visions of what I could do artistically, but as far as my life experience, I was just a high school kid from the Midwest. I didn't know what we say, shit from Shinola in the States. I didn't know anything, and I came to New York, and the avant-garde discovered me. And from there, they started making rounds. They started putting my picture in Vogue and meeting this one and that one, and certain circles that wanted to have some alliance to to rock and roll and American youth energy picked up on me.
When you look at your career, are you still as angry and progressive now as you were for 20 years ago?
I'm just as angry, yeah. It's funny. In fact, I'm maybe a little more angry because I have more strength to back up the anger. I have more fuel for it. Like, I used to get angry and smoke a couple joints and it would take the edge off and I just forget about it. Now I get angry and eat a big steak and I'm even more angry after I finish the steak because I have all this energy. Oh, I'm so pissed off. Yeah, so I'm still the same way. The difference is that I know more, I have a lot of craft about saving it up and when to let it shoot now. Whereas it used to be, I'd be very angry and I'd just let it spew in ways that didn't help me. And now I use it as a force.
Are you afraid of getting older?
I'm not afraid of getting old. I really like the idea of getting old, but I'm afraid of getting old and being under someone else's power. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.